Captain Steve, and today I am on Leopard's 40PC. Now this is an ideal cruising boat made for being away from the dock for extended periods of time. It's also well suited for a cruising couple or a small family. I'm going to do a full features inspection and see how everything comes together so nicely on this yacht. We'll start with the galley area here. First of all, extremely spacious. 6 feet 6 inches of overhead clearance, so we're not feeling cramped in here at all. We've got plenty of room for extended cruising and living aboard. There's storage, a 2-burner cooktop. Notice that there are small little storage areas just above, as well as this open space. The faucet has a pull-out sprayer with 2 buttons to control the output, and filtered water is right alongside. Below we've got an optional dishwasher, and yeah, if we're going to have a lot of people on board, we're going to throw everything into the dishwasher. But when you've got 2 people on board, a cruising couple, you're not going to keep throwing your dishes in the dishwasher. You're going to take 2 dishes out, a couple of glasses, you're going to clean those off, and then you're going to put them in a dryer. And here is your dryer, and this will help you not tap in to the water supply on this boat, which is 170 gallons, but you can make that last a lot longer by using this instead of a dishwasher. Of course, we've also got the convection microwave oven, and here's a nice little feature that I like to see. Little pull-out pantry storage. To the opposite side, more storage, more counter space, and then probably the most important feature of any extended cruising boat, a full-size refrigerator. This can hold so much food, as well as a gallon of milk, plenty of bottles. Just to my right-hand side, 42-inch flat-screen TV on a swivel mount so we can bring it out and point it to anywhere in the room. The walk-through to the salon, 30 inches wide, L-shaped sofa over to the port-hand side. We can also opt for a high-low table if we want to make this into a coffee table or dining area. This simple little chair to me is important in this layout because it's nice to have conversational atmosphere. I've got opposing seating with the couch just across. I also like that there are little beverage holders and a convenient storage area with connectivity inside. There's storage underneath the deck, but we have carpeting here, so we just roll up the carpeting and we can access the storage easily enough. Most important in this whole area, however, look at the windows surrounding this whole place. I mean, we've just got great visibility and so much natural light coming into this area. It's all on a single level from the aft end of the cockpit outside, all the way inside, through the forward door, up to the bow area. If we want to use this as an additional berth, we can close off all the shades and have privacy, and of course, we can close them off at night when we leave the boat. Move ahead one space, and we've got a helm seat that also serves as the opposing seating for the couch. All it takes is this little pillow that I've got behind me. A little padded bolster area would be nice too. Now let's take a look at the features of this helm. Because not only do we have the charting and the depth finder, things along those lines, but we can also control the vessel's entire electrical system, turn all the lights on, everything from here, the equipment, all the interior lights, and the exterior lights. In addition to this control screen, we've also got the ship's main electrical panel back at the galley. There's a autopilot right alongside, the engine start-stops, and then the VHF radio just ahead of the engine controls. Steering wheel is mounted to a tilt base, and there's a Fusion stereo right alongside. There's a spot for an inductive charger, an outlet, and then connectivity just alongside that outlet. And let's not forget the most important part, all of this lower helm is standard. But what I have to say is my favorite feature, something so simple, this opening front door. You wouldn't believe how comfortable it gets in here with the back door open, the front door open, and the air just going right along through, especially when you've got all these windows giving you a bit of a greenhouse effect. You just don't have to have the air conditioning on the whole time. It's a nice feature. Single level going right on out, and then step up onto the foredeck where we've got plenty of sunning area as well as storage area. Let's take a look at that. So, true catamaran fashion, plenty of room up at this bow area. Sun pad going all around this recessed stairway. Rails are topping out at 27 inches. We've got nice little seating area right on both sides. Now, yes, we have a recessed stair area, but if we do happen to ship water over the bow, all of that is draining overboard, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, there's storage underneath that top step. Additionally, there's storage underneath all of these sun pads. And these are some massive storage compartments. This one alone goes down 4 feet 4 inches. You could put wife, kids, cat, dog, mother-in-law in there, whatever you want. Underneath the center hatch, there's a Lumar windlass, chain stopper, anchors going out through a beefy stainless steel roller in between the two hulls. There's a large cleat right alongside. Remote control for the windlass attaches to the hatch. There's even a bridle system set up, and this is all standard and ready to go. Notice that we also have a setup for a secondary anchor with a bow roller right up on top of the deck. Now we can make our way to the aft cockpit by going back through the door of the salon, the galley, and out that back door, but that would not give me the opportunity to show off these great side decks. I mean, look at the space we've got here. Full rail going along the side of the cabin. 27-inch high rails continue. 12-inch cleats, including midship cleats. Happy to see that. And between the side deck and the rail, 21 inches. That brings us back to where we've got an opening for sideboarding. This will be repeated to the opposite side. Stairs, I mean, these are very comfortable stairs. We're only talking 8-inch risers. And notice at the bottom, 2 steps are extra wide, so we can also use the same stairs for going up to the flybridge. We'll save that for later. Let's get into this cockpit area. Awful lot to like here in this cockpit area. It starts with this solid wood table, 63 inches by 32 inches. This area will also be your main dining area, and in inclement weather that just won't do, which is why I'd kind of like to have the option of putting a high-low table in the salon. So I've got a coffee table and a dining area for the inclement weather. Just forward, there's plenty of storage with access to the side. We could put an optional grilling station there, and there's a remote control for the stereo just above it. We've got this very elaborate davit system for our dinghy. This goes to a windlass system that is located right in the aft end, the trailing edge of the deck here. Another nice feature of this cockpit area, 18 feet 2 inches from side to side. Huge space. Look what I'm doing here. I'm walking behind this couch, so we don't have to go all the way around front to get behind. We can just work this whole deck area. It's really a nice feature being able to have this walk-around capability. We've also got stairs to both port and starboard leading down to platforms. The port side has a reboarding ladder. We've also got shore power connectivity to both the port side and the starboard. Now remember, when I first came in from the side deck, I pointed out that these last 2 steps were extra wide, 64 inches as a matter of fact. That gives us the ability to come right around and go up to the flying bridge. Now, I have to say, I've been reviewing boats and yachts for almost 2 decades now, and I'm going to say that this is probably the largest flying bridge that I have seen in class. There's just so much room and so much space and so much functionality. It starts with this open aft area in the flybridge deck. We can use this for storage, paddle boards, canoes, kayaks. Of course, we tender davit down below, so we don't need to put a dinghy up here. But I like that we've also got this step. This would be an ideal place to put cushions and make this as an additional gathering area, or even a sun pad for getting some sun. Just ahead, galley area, there's an electric grill, plenty of Corian counter space, a single basin sink. There's dedicated storage for this cover. We can also put a trash receptacle under here. To the opposite side, U-shaped seating surrounding a solid wood table with beverage holders in the center. Over to the port hand side, there's a lounge that measures in at 60 inches. You can use this for sitting across from the seating or lounge looking forward. Either way, it's equally comfortable. All this is under the protection of this overhead standard, and it's absolutely huge. Up on top, we can get solar power. Even with this overhead, the bridge clearance on this boat is just a skosh over 18 feet, which makes it low enough to get under the lowest bridge on the Great Loop, which makes this an outstanding Great Loop boat. Now let's move on to the accommodations of this 3-stateroom, 2-head yacht. We'll start with the master stateroom, which is over to the starboard side. What I like most about this area is it's an owner's suite. You've got the berthing area aft, center area where we have storage, place to get ready for the evening, ready for the day, and then forward is the head. The berth measures 79 by 65, not too much access to the sides, but you're getting in from the front, so yeah, making the berth will be a little problematic, but it can certainly be worked out. Got storage shelves to the inside. plenty of natural light going around. Some additional features to note is the fit and finish that we see with Leopard Catamarans. They just go a step above. I mean, look at the overhead. It's upholstered nicely. Nice upholstery on the bulkheads. Another nice touch, the recessed lighting. And as we saw up above, storage is an important factor with Leopard. Notice also that it is soft close. Moving into the central area, as I said before, this is all storage and prep. Just above, there's a 42-inch flat screen TV that's on a swivel mount so it can come out and face the berth. Just behind me, more drawer storage, and then there's a sliding door to give you some privacy to this stateroom. And when it's in the open position, it'll latch open so we don't have to worry about it closing in a seaway. Open, we've got a 25-inch wide walkway. Forward, we have the head compartment. Features start with a mirrored cabinet with storage behind. Corian counter, sink recessed into the counter, storage underneath. Notice the shower is an open air shower with just a small partition here, and I really like that. As I walk into this area, I can feel that the deck is beveled down towards this drain, so this area is not going to get wet at all. You open up the port light, and now you've got great ventilation, so we're not getting steamy in here. Nice setup. We also have increased ventilation from an overhead hatch, and this one can be closed off with a blackout shade or a bug screen. And the hull side window can also be closed off. Look at this, washer dryer. We've got a easily seen tank monitor for when the holding tank gets full. Two guest staterooms are over to the port hand side. Let's start with the forward stateroom. Natural light is coming in from an overhead hatch that can be closed off with a bug screen or a blackout shade. We've also got natural light coming in from the hull side window. This includes an opening port light. There's shelf storage. I like again that there are outlets just forward. They added a step to both sides, so you just step up and then into the berth. It's so much more convenient, and because it comes out a little bit, you're not getting your feet trapped in that beveled area. And much like the master stateroom, we also have the recessed lighting. Storage continues underneath. There's also a hanging locker behind the door. And speaking of behind the door, notice that as we walk in, light switch is conveniently located right at the entrance. We don't have to walk into a dark stateroom and feel around for the light switch. Now let's take a look at the features of the aft cabin. This berth measures in at 79 inches by 65 inches. Overhead height right here is 6 feet 5 inches, which leaves us with 4 feet even over the berth. We've got windows facing aft, windows to the side, an opening port light giving us ventilation, plenty of storage, and a drawer underneath the berth. We also have the same features that we've come to appreciate with the shelf storage. There's connectivity, light switch right inside the doorway, and reading lights to both sides. This one has a sliding door that we can close off for privacy, and there's a full-length mirror on the inside of the door. In between the two staterooms is the head compartment, and no afterthought here. This is a well laid out head. Got another mirrored cabinet with storage behind, Corian counter with the sink recessed into the counter. Much like we saw in the master stateroom, the shower is an open air type with just a small partition next to the sink. The deck is also beveled towards the drain, which is a nice feature. There's so much to like about this boat. It just seems to be more than the sum of its parts. The functionality, the spaciousness, the storage on board, the ease of handling, and the efficiency. I can think of so many cruising instances on this boat, and probably the one that comes to mind first and foremost, Great Loop. It's an ideal boat for that because we can take extra people with us. There's berthing for 6 on board. That's all coming together in the Leopard 40PC. And I'm Captain Steve. I'll see you on the water.